Good Thursday, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Conversations Daily News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. We made it over the hump, and we're in the home stretch toward the weekend. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Thursday. We have the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich, and in today's Entertainment Spotlight, you're being part of my conversation with author Tami Charles. She's celebrating her brand new book, Meet It. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Thursday headlines. In national news, brighter outlook for U.S. as vaccinations rise and deaths fall. More than 3 months into the U.S. vaccination drive, many of the numbers paint an increasingly encouraging picture, with 70% of Americans 65 and older receiving at least one dose of the vaccine, and COVID-19 deaths dipping below 1,000 a day on average for the first time since November of last year. Also, dozens of states have thrown open vaccinations to all adults, or are planning to do so in a matter of weeks. And the White House said 27 million doses of both the one-shot and two-shot vaccines will be distributed next week, more than 3 times the number when President Joe Biden took office 2 months ago. Still, Dr. Anthony Fauci, the government's top infectious disease expert, said Wednesday he isn't ready to declare victory. "I'm often asked, are we turning the corner?" Fauci said at a White House briefing. "My response is really more like we are at the corner. Whether or not we're going to be turning that corner still remains to be seen." What's giving Fauci pause, he said, is that new cases remain at a stubbornly high level at more than 50,000 per day. Nonetheless, the outlook in the U.S. stands in stark contrast to the deteriorating situation in places like Brazil, which reported more than 3,000 COVID-19 deaths in a single day for the first time on Tuesday, and across Europe, where another wave of infections is leading to new lockdowns. The gloom in Europe is compounded because the vaccine rollout on the continent has been slowed by production delays and questions about the safety and effectiveness of AstraZeneca's shot. Public health experts in the U.S. are taking every opportunity to warn that relaxing social distancing and other preventive measures could easily lead to another surge. Across the country, though, there are unmistakable signs of progress. More than 43% of Americans 65 and older, the most vulnerable age group, accounting for an outsized share of the nation's more than 540,000 coronavirus deaths, have been fully vaccinated, according to the CDC. The number of older adults showing up in emergency rooms with COVID-19 is down significantly. Vaccinations overall have ramped up to 2.5 million to 3 million shots per day. In more national news, Biden taps Vice President Harris to lead response to border challenges. President Joe Biden has tapped Vice President Kamala Harris to lead the White House effort to tackle the migration challenge at the U.S. southern border. Biden made the announcement as he and Harris met at the White House on Wednesday with the Health and Human Service Secretary, the Homeland Security Secretary, and other immigration advisors to discuss the increase in migrants, including many unaccompanied minors, arriving at the border in recent weeks. In delegating the matter to Harris, Biden is seeking to replicate a dynamic that played out when he served as President Barack Obama's vice president. Obama turned to Biden early in his first term to lead the White House effort to draw down U.S. troops in the intractable war in Iraq. "When she speaks for me," Biden said, noting her past work as California's Attorney General makes her specially equipped to lead the administration response. Biden is hoping to show Americans he's taken the border situation seriously after facing stiff criticism from Republicans, as well as the flow of migrants has increased since he took office in January. The growing humanitarian and political challenge at the U.S.-Mexico border threatens to overshadow the administration's ambitious legislative agenda. In more national news, Boston turns historic page with first black, first female mayor. Kim Janey, who as a child had rocks hurled at her school bus during Boston's desegregation era, marked her historic elevation as the first woman and first black person to serve as mayor of the city with a ceremonial swearing-in event on Wednesday. Janey replaces the fellow Democrat Marty Walsh, who resigned on Monday to become President Joe Biden's labor secretary. She was the city council president and will serve as acting mayor until a mayoral election in the fall. Janey hasn't said whether she'll run, but she embraced the groundbreaking nature of Wednesday's transition. And finally, in entertainment news, Virginia Woolf Goldberg star George Segal dies at 87. George Segal, the banjo player turned actor who was nominated for an Oscar for 1966, Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, and worked into his late 80s on the ABC sitcom The Goldbergs, died on Tuesday in Santa Rosa, California, his wife said. The family is devastated to announce that this morning George Segal passed away due to complications from bypass surgery. Sonia Segal said in a statement. George Segal was always best known as a comic actor, becoming one of the screen's biggest stars in the 1970s when lighthearted adult comedies thrived. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for the Truth of the Day with Mary Ellen Ciganovich. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Mary Ellen with your Truth of the Day. Choose to have peace of mind. Just like happiness, when you choose to have peace of mind, it is yours. Your mind is like an open field with all your thoughts running through it. Thoughts you want and thoughts you don't want, all scampering to get your attention. Any thought of fear and any loving thought lies in your mind right now. It is your choice in any given moment to choose between love and fear, success or failure. These thought choices remain in your mind. As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. Whatever thoughts you choose to retain in your mind will be created in your life. Your success in life starts in your mind. Be positive and know God is with you. Keep positive people around you. Block all negativity from your mind. Become aware of the tons of negativity thrown at you through the news or society or technology. Keep positivity flowing through your field of thought as you picture yourself achieving success. Today, achieve success in life by cultivating a positive attitude through your thoughts and your faith. And remember, enjoy your day.
Tami Charles is featured in today's Entertainment Spotlight. We're here on Conversations Daily News. For Conversations Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Author Tami Charles joined me recently on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her brand new book, Muted, and her literary journey. Here's a bit of our conversation. What has it been like for you to have developed this and now to be able to share it with the rest of us?
Well, I have to say it's been an incredible experience, very challenging. I wasn't sure that I could write an entire novel in poetry. Growing up, I loved reading poetry, so writing it I thought it would be easy. It was not. But I certainly had a really good time just really expressing myself through story, poems, and songs. So it's been well received. I'm very thankful.
Well, I think the interesting thing about this book, and even kind of looking at your own journey as a storyteller, Tami, is that you are not afraid to go your own way. So I have to ask you about the courage, because it's something that the main character Denver develops in Muted. But when did you first realize that you had the courage to be able to step out and to do things in a way that you were comfortable with?
Oh man, I wish I had the courage that Denver had. I think that the real courage for me did not happen until I became a teacher. So before I was an author, I was a teacher for 14 years. And even before teaching, I'd always wanted to be an author, but I really didn't have the courage to take that step. I didn't think I could. So thankfully, my students were the ones who kind of pushed me and convinced me and really encouraged me through the whole process of trying to become an author. But to Denver's credit, she's a 17-year-old girl with dreams and grit. And she knows exactly what she wants out of life, which is to become a singing sensation. So I applaud her. I wish I had that courage at 17.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversations Daily News. We'll be back with you guys on tomorrow to wrap up this week. Until then, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Daily News today. Let's make it a great one.